Hi, everyone. I'm Max Johnson. I'm the general manager with the Y'alls. I've been with the team now for about 9 years. Started off as an intern and kind of worked my way up. So kind of know the ins and outs of everything when it comes to working in minor league baseball. To my right here is our president, David DelBello. And to my left is our new field manager, Chad Rhodes. Chad was previously with the team back in 2015 for a season. Before he went on to coach in the Marlins organization for a few years, came back during 2020, during the pandemic, coached for us in 2020 and 2021 as a pitching coach for our team. And we're welcoming him back this year as the field manager. He took a year off, moved to Portugal, had his fun, but now he's back and we're ready for baseball. So today I'm going to kind of go through just very briefly kind of what we have going on at the stadium this year. But then I really want to open up to a panel and just kind of answer the questions that y'all might have for us about kind of what we're doing within the community and events that we have going on at the stadium to kind of be involved with. I know that we've set up a group outing for you all coming up this summer. So it's a day for you, everyone out at the ballpark. So hopefully we'll see you there when that time comes. So just if you don't know who the Florence Y'alls are, we're a minor league baseball team in the Frontier League. The Frontier League is minor league independent. So we don't feed directly into the teams like the Reds or the Marlins or the Yankees or the Red Sox. Our guys and our team, we're a partner league. So what we do is we are there as a kind of development for these guys to get signed on by affiliated teams. If the Reds want our players or if the Brewers want our players, they have to buy out their contracts. There's a buyout price that we have posted throughout the league. It's a flat rate no matter who they are. And we average about 3 to 5 guys getting picked up a year. Now with the MLB kind of dumbing down their minor league kind of system, the number isn't as great as it used to be. We used to average between 6 to 8 a year, but now it's gone down a little bit because the minor league system has shrunk. Sorry, I'm just going to stand over here. If you didn't know, we have a turf field. This is great for us, and this is great across kind of the entire board as a facility because we don't have to worry about pulling tarp in rain. It could be raining 1 minute, and 10 minutes later, we can be back out on the field playing because of the irrigation system that's underneath it, whereas modern-day grass and the Reds field, they have to pull the tarp across the dirt and kind of prevent the mud and things like that so they can still play. But at the end of the day, our goal is to be affordable family fun. We want you to be able to come out with your kids, grandkids, brother, sister, whoever, and not break the bank on attending a baseball game like you can at some other ballparks around town and other stadiums around town in general. So that's kind of what we're here for and kind of what we're all about. So everything we theme and everything we focus on is about being so much more than baseball. And kind of, to the sense of, we brand ourselves as being, affordable family fun, y'all's culture. Y'all's culture to us is basically Southern hospitality. So we're here for you, and we want to make the experience the best you could have at a baseball facility with the people that are present. We have some theme nights that we do every single year. The theme nights are catered to the kids. Some of them are a little bit more grown-up focused, but we have our country night where we're having a country artist come out and play. We have a mechanical bull that's being sponsored by the Florence, Texas Roadhouse out at the ballpark. We also have Margaritaville night where we partner with Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. And we're going to be having some bands and stuff that do kind of the fun Jimmy Buffett kind of covers, and we have like a beach towel giveaway on that night with some fun margarita drinks. We also have our Star Wars night, which we'll have Star Wars characters that will come out and take pictures with the kids. We also have a lightsaber giveaway, and then we have a fireworks show that night that's kind of themed around kind of the Star Wars kind of network. On July 29th, we have our Christmas in July. This is a night that we're using to not only promote Christmas in July because it's fun, but to also promote our Deck the Y'alls Light Fest, which is something I'll get into a little bit later, which was a light festival that we did. We had 34 open nights on 38 dates. We had an ice rink out on the field. We had an interactive light fest, and a carnival out at the ballpark. And then on August 11th, we close out our biggest nights with our Marvel Superhero Night, where we partner with Marvel Comics. Again, we have superheroes that come out for that and take pictures with the kids and just make it all about, kind of Marvel theme based. The players wear theme jerseys on all these nights. But then the other things that we're doing is we have bobblehead giveaways. We have a snow globe giveaway in July. We do other specialty giveaways like lightsabers for the kids and things like that. And our big ticket item at the ballpark, if you haven't had it and you're a big fan of bourbon, we have our own bourbon slushie out at the ballpark. It's very popular. It's the go-to drink at the bar. So if that's something of your liking, you definitely recommend trying out a bourbon slush or two. Be very forewarned. There's a lot of sugar in them, though. But on Saturday nights, we have post-game concerts, and the kids can play kickball out on the field. It's just another way to kind of extend the night for the families to enjoy and have fun. On Friday nights, we have fireworks, and we kind of execute this from top to bottom with a team of interns and seasonal staff. And then I have a team of about 12 front office staff members myself. And this is kind of what we do year round, the 12 of us, is just, planning and executing these kind of events that we have all throughout the year. So it looks like little daily promotions that we have going on. So every Tuesday night, we have $2 Tuesdays. It's $2 tickets, $2 hot dogs, $2 popcorn, $2 soda, and $2 ice cream. On Wednesdays, we have $1 hot dogs, and the ticket to our game is insured by our insurance company. If the Y'alls lose, your ticket is good for the last Wednesday game of the season. So you have an insurance on your ticket that you buy for any Wednesday game that you come out to. On Thursdays, we have our Thirsty Thursdays. So it's $1 10-ounce beers and $2 20-ounce beers, along with $5 craft beers. Fireworks, we have on Fridays. Saturdays are Rockin' Saturdays, and Sundays are Family Sundays. On Family Sundays, the kids can run the bases post-game, and all 25 of the players on our active roster sign autographs for everyone. So it's just another fun thing. It's a Sunday day game. Those games are at 1. So it gives you the freedom to, have a late dinner afterwards, or, attend right after church after you head out of lunch. You can head to the ballpark for a game. Okay. So some other things that we kind of do. I talked about concerts and the fireworks, but we also have our own amateur baseball department. So on weekends when the Y'alls are out of town, we're hosting tournaments at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, all the way up to 18U. Tournaments it's opportunities for kids to play on the field. As well, on Saturday mornings and Monday nights, we host our own T-ball and coach pitch league. So this is an opportunity. It's teaching the kids the game of baseball and kind of growing them from kind of top to bottom as Y'alls fans. So we're starting them out, at the T-ball level, and hopefully they graduate to be on one of the select teams or one of the teams at the high school level who get to play at our stadium year round. And then kind of on to Thomas More now, whose home field is Thomas More Stadium, which is what we are. So there's an opportunity for these kids in the Florence and Boone County area and the Cincinnati area to play at our stadium at all levels now, from T-ball all the way to professional. But high school games, we host the 9th Regions tournament. So, Dixie, Beechwood, Covcath, Highlands, Ryle, Boone County, Connor, and all of them, they all play out here for our regional tournament. That's a big weekend for us. It's another opportunity for the kids to play on the field, have the big scoreboard, have their name announced, have the walk-up music, just kind of a cool environment for everyone from top to bottom. And then the Deck the Y'alls Lights Festival. So like I hit on before, that's a light show that we're bringing to the ballpark. We want it to be kind of focused as affordable family fun as well. So you come in, you get it's a 20-minute interactive light show on the field that you can walk through and immerse yourself with, and a ton of lights. There's ice skating on the field, so there's an ice rink present and a carnival as well. And then Santa Claus is there taking pictures with the kids and family photos and that kind of thing. So effectively right now, the stadium is open and run 11 months out of the year. The only only time we're closed down right now is January, and that's basically just time so we can get all the Deck the Y'all stuff off the field before Thomas More starts on the field. So we're kind of, there's always something going on every single day. On the past few weeks, we hosted the Seven Hills Easter egg hunt. The week prior to that, we had the City of Florence's Easter egg hunt. And then this past weekend, Thomas More had a day at the ballpark, where they honored all their district champions and national champions all the way back to the 70s. And they also had David Justice out, who was a Thomas More alumni, former MLB Rookie of the Year and 2-time World Series winner. So basically at every day, at every aspect in time, there's something going on at the ballpark, baseball related, 9 times out of 10. And that's kind of what we're here and what we're all about. And then our team, and I'll let Chad talk a little bit more about the team, kind of who we have coming in, kind of what we're excited about. But, you know, bringing a professional level of baseball to the Florence area that, you know, fans can enjoy and kind of take a liking to. You know, we don't have Joey Votto, but I hope that our first baseman, Brennan Price, to be the next Joey Votto for some young fan in the Florence and Boone County and greater Cincinnati community.
Yeah, I'll say a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, Dave, sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm Dave DelBello again. I'm the president, owner of the team. As you all may or may not know, we bought the team back in 2019. So this is really going to be our second full year. Of course, we bought the team in 19. We all know what happened to COVID in 20. So it was a brilliant move at that time, but it paid off ultimately. What I just wanted to mention was, you notice that when Max talked, the first time he mentioned a player was in his last paragraph. And that is kind of where we live. We are minor league baseball. We were not here. You mentioned Joey Votto. We never have anybody who's a name like that. I mean, we can't do that. We pay these kids not a lot of money. They're chasing the dream of being called up into an affiliated organization. But as a business, to be successful, we have to do all these ancillary events that Max talked about. It's important for us to grow things like our Light Fest. It's important for us to host the regional finals. What we are as part of the community is critical to what we do. People don't come to us simply for the Y'all's baseball games. In fact, the Y'all's baseball games are what allow us to do other things, which allows us to be a successful business entity. You know, we are here, you hear us with the Y'alls, we want you all to come, we want you guys to come and bring your groups, bring your companies. You guys are already going to come as a Rotary group, which is fantastic. You know, we just want to make sure that you guys understand and the community understands we are here for you, right? Whether it's your kids playing T-ball with us, and by the way, T-ball, we put 600 people through that, 600 kids through that every year. In fact, we partnered with the YMCA. And the Y doesn't even do T-ball anymore. Everything comes through us. So it's a really, really unique experience. We've got 300 kids in the field at one time on a Saturday morning. We split the field up into 4 different small fields. And it's just a ride. It's exactly right. It's a lot of fun. It's all community focused and community engaged. So that all said, baseball is still critically important, and we want to win a championship. This organization has not won a championship in the Frontier League yet, but our goal is ultimately to do so for sure. We think the community deserves that as well. Chad, our new manager, is exactly the guy who's going to make it happen. Tell us about it.
Not afraid of that.
Never afraid of a challenge. Yeah, like I said, Max mentioned me and my wife moved to Portugal this past year. That's been a challenge in itself, being able to live in a culture with a different language and kind of survive in there. So I loved it. She loved it. We're going back. That's another story. I really resonated with this. When you guys went over that, the 4-way test. It's the way I coach, and it's the way I built this team. I inherited a full roster from the past season. In my own mindset, in my own evaluations of those players, I did make some releases and I made some cuts, and I chopped down about half that roster. And then I searched myself. I have a lot of contacts within baseball at different levels, and I really researched and did my homework on guys I call. Number one is character. Like, you have to be able to be a part of the team. I'm blunt with those guys. I'm very blunt, open, and honest because that's what professional baseball players need, especially at this level. They've mentioned these guys, they don't make very much money. And on average, these guys, everybody on our team is going to make somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 per month. And the season 4.5 months. So this is independent baseball. It's not something you do to make a living for these guys, and they know that, they understand that. But what they are chasing is the opportunity. And these guys are very talented. I don't want to make it seem like these guys they're not talented, they're not good enough. They are good enough. They're just as talented as guys at the big league level. They just can't do it on a consistent basis. It's they need to figure out why they're here and what they need to do in order to be able to give themselves an opportunity to get back. We do have more than half our team has affiliated experience in the minor leagues. I have guys from the Yankees, the Marlins, the Mariners, the Nationals, the Tigers. There's guys from most of the teams. There's guys from the Reds as well. I have a guy who pitched in the big leagues up and down. He won a World Series ring in 2014. So the age of our players is typically around 22, and I have one that's 35. So in the middle, usually most of our guys are around 20, 26, 28. So they're in this period of their life where they are chasing a dream. But we do. The point that I want to make for our guys that coming in is it's a fan experience. They're here chasing their dream personally, but they're here for the community. They're here for the kids. So my goal with our players, I have spring training starts in about a week. I have 40 guys coming in. Our roster limit is 24. So the guys that are making the team, they're going to be on board. They're going to understand the vibe. But we want to be able for them to come to the field and say, I want you to make one relationship with one kid. That's it. Meet one kid, shake his hand, introduce yourself, get to know his name, make him feel good. He's going to bring back his friends. He's going to bring back his family. You do that for one kid every single game, then we do have a good fan base, and we do have a fan base that's rooting you on personally. So that's kind of the initiative I'm pushing on the fans. I want our players are very accessible. They're more accessible than you are at a minor league game, at a big league game. They are. They're going to come up. They're going to talk to you. You ask them questions. They're going to be open and honest. So they're there, and they know why they're there, and they're going to put on a good show for you guys. I kind of got lost track, and as far as building this team, I kind of started building an offensive line. I did. We have mentioned Brandon Price. He's 6'9", 300 pounds. I signed these two pitchers recently. They're both over 6'6", 260. And when we have some guys out there that are enormous, it's going to be fun to watch these guys. It's going to be, you're going to put on a really good show. The guys are going to play together. But like I said, this is how we're building it right here, and I really like that. So thank you guys for having us. And if you guys have any questions, I'm sure that's kind of what we're opening up to.
Dennis, with regard to Major League Baseball and their agreement a couple of years ago with the Players Association, you had the forced cut down on major or minor league teams. So theoretically, you should have a larger quality pool of players because those guys were playing affiliated ball 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and now they're coming out of college or whatever. The chances and the openings are limited, so you guys, the quality of baseball, independent-wise, should be much higher.
It is getting there, and it's getting there very quickly. So you're right. It funnels down, and so it funnels, and those guys need jobs, and our rosters are limited, and those players know that. The draft got shortened as well to 5 rounds instead of 1 million that it used to be, and so for us, what we're pushing is we want to keep a young team. And so what we created, we didn't mention this, in 2020, we started the first independent analytical team. So you'll see all the analytics and the metrics at the professional level. We brought that to the Y'alls. We have the only analytical team in independent baseball right now that's been running for 2 years. So, and I get those kids, I get seniors in college that are they're the analysts on their college baseball team, and they're wanting to have a future in baseball. So my pipeline it's not necessarily just to push the players on the field to get back to affiliated baseball. I have a pipeline that I want to run for the analysts, for the scouts, for all those jobs that are in professional baseball. This is the avenue to go through. So those analysts, I'm coming back to the draft, since the draft is only 5 rounds now, there's so many kids in college, really good players that are getting overlooked. My analysts, we track the draft, and we're going to talk to the first available players that don't get drafted that were very talented. So that's something we have coming up in the middle of the season. So look forward to bringing in some new college players if we have some openings.
Thank you. Do your players still live in the homes of people in the community?
They do. Yep. So we have about 15 host families this year. We have some that have been with us for a long time. We have about 4 or 5 that are brand new this year. So yeah, They're great. They're great individuals and great families. They attend the games too. So we always have a core group of individuals who are well connected and well versed with our players and support them individually, as well as a team to kind of come out to the games each and every night. So it's fantastic. And it's because they're not making a lot of money. The league has rules on how much kids are allowed to make depending on their age and their experience and things like that. So we can't dictate how, we can't pay a guy more because the value of them, it all breaks down to experience and things like that. So we opened up to having to host families. And we're one of the few teams within the league. There's 16 teams with a successful host family program to provide housing for these kids.
I've noticed the genesis of more international type players or, Latin. It's kind of curious to see that from where we began with this team. And the second question would be, do you ever look to focus on a particular university or locally where you would, hope to have a spot on your team for that, which would be obviously an additional local draw?
Sure. We international players. We have players from Nicaragua, from the Dominican Republic, from Puerto Rico, from Venezuela. We have players that we have resources from other countries, and we're pushing that a little bit this year. So some of our starters and some of our better players from Latin descent from different countries, and that's something that we hope to continue on with. The only issue there is it's hopefully I try to bring on some players that actually can communicate and rather than having to translate the entire time. So it gets a little dicey sometimes if you have 3 or 4 guys.
We speak a little funny around here.
And the other side for the colleges, yes, I have some relationships. We met Thomas Moore, the coach is there. I have a meeting with Xavier. I have some connections at UC. Obviously, University of Kentucky is some players I'm talking to. We signed a player that was with Stopper of the Year in 2019 with Louisville. So we do have some local players that we have some kids from Mason that play in the Yankees organization. So we have some players right within 30 minutes that play professionally that are here to kind of give that second go.
Great. Other questions? Thank you guys very much.